Hi guys, I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. I'm here today to review the 1997 movie Gridlock. It stars Tim Roth and Tupac Shakur. I'm a Tupac fan, but again, like the movie Bullet, I really didn't like the script. I'm sorry, I just didn't. I did not like the script at all. All they did was they had him running around all day. First of all, the movie opens up with Tupac. He plays Ezekiel Whitmore, but his friends call him Spoon. And his friend Stretch, I forgot his real name, but he's played by Tim Roth, and they're heroin addicts, and they're trying to get into rehab. Now, the reason why I said I didn't like the script, and all the Tupac fans listen, I'm a Tupac fan as well. But I didn't like the way they set the movie up. It's not a problem with Tupac. Listen up. I didn't like the script. I like Tupac, but I don't like the script. Because all they had him do was run around from the police and from the drug dealers. He was just running during the whole movie. The movie reminds me of Money Talks, starring Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen. Like I said, they're trying to get into rehab and they get accused of doing something that they didn't do. They were accused of murder. Obviously, they didn't kill they didn't kill the guy. I think it was like a Muslim guy that they were accused of killing. And I forgot to mention that there's a lady named Robin Cook. They're getting high with her, but they notice that something's wrong because she doesn't wake up. And then they panic. Her name's Robin Cook, but they call her Cookie. And they're like, baby, baby, and she's not saying nothing. And they're like, and Tupac's like, baby, wake up, and Cookie's not saying nothing. And then he's like, oh shit, and he panics. And he's like, we gotta get her to a hospital. That part was cool. I like that scene. But because he's black, the police don't respond to the call or whatever. So then he lies and says that she's white. He says there's a white woman down. He says that black people are going crazy. Shit's crazy. They're burning cars, talking about starting a revolution. And that doesn't work either. So then they try to hail a taxi. But then hailing the taxi doesn't work. So they basically carry her. And this is what I thought was disgraceful about this movie. They actually carried her to the hospital. Or at least that's the way it looked. I might be wrong. But it looks like they were carrying her to the hospital. They were carrying Cookie to the hospital. And they finally get her there. Then when they get her there, they're like, help me, help me. Tupac goes to the front desk and he's like, help, help. She needs a doctor. But again, because he's black and he doesn't have any insurance, they ignore him. Finally, this guy comes out and he agrees to help the girl. It looks like she's in some kind of coma. I might be wrong about that, but it looks like she's in some kind of drug-induced coma, some kind of thing, because of drugs. She stays there, and basically, because his girlfriend is in a coma, Tupac, or Ezekiel as he portrays, makes the decision to kick the habit, as they call it. They want to kick the drug habit, and they want to get into rehab. But they tried all these different buildings. Nothing seems to be working. And they're basically running from the police and running from drug dealers all day. That's the basic plot of the movie. Tupac you know, he takes his friend Stretch, portrayed by Tim Roth. He takes him to this guy's house named Mud, and I think Mud is played by Bokeem Woodine. I could be wrong. He takes Stretch to Mud's house. So they're talking to Mud and all that, and they're telling him that they're trying to kick their drug habit and they want to get into rehab. But then after they leave Mud's house, he gets murdered. Mud gets murdered, and that's the murder that they get accused of. And that's what makes Tupac want to get high again. And every building that he goes in, they really don't want to take his case because he doesn't have any money, or he feels like he's being discriminated against because he's black. That's basically what they're trying to say. So that's what the whole movie's about. And the whole thing, it really doesn't have a solid plot. That's what I didn't like about it. The plot wasn't solid at all. But that's the whole movie. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of Money Talks with Chris Tucker. Because it was almost like that. Black guy and a white guy running from the cops. The movie came out in 1997 after Tupac died. He died in 96. So this is a posthumous movie. The beeping sound, sorry about that guys, but the beeping sound you keep hearing is my instant messenger. So please ignore that. I'm sorry about that noise. But yeah, it's not much to this movie because all it shows is Ezekiel, who's played by Tupac, and it shows his friend Stretch. And they're trying to get into rehab all day long, and for some reason, for the life of them, they just can't get in. And that was one of the irritating things about this movie. So then Tupac, in a last-ditch effort to get into rehab, he says, okay, well, you're going to have to stab me. This is what he tells his friend, Stretch. He's like, you're going to have to stab me so it looks like we're both hurt. And by the way, Stretch ended up getting shot. So it actually worked out because Stretch, who is Tupac's friend, he got shot. And Tupac was then stabbed by his friend to make it look real. And that's that. They finally get in, but they end up having to wait all day. Cookie comes out of her coma. And the funny thing is, she's making a phone call to Tupac, and he's a couple of inches away from her. But I guess he can't hear it because of the glass or something. I don't know. Maybe the glass is like soundproof or something. So that's how the movie ends. They're just sitting there waiting to get in. Tim Roth and Tupac Shakur in Gridlock from 1997. That's basically it. For everybody that wants to see the movie, I'll put the link to the movie in the description box. Thank you very much. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. I approve this message. Tupac Shakur in Gridlock 1997. Thank you.